Call our expert on 1-833-882-8872. The number again is 1-833-882-8872. Watch us on Yup TV, Facebook, YouTube, Sling TV, World BB TV, and Dish Network. Ival Manatunar Mana immigration expert Rahul Reddy Garu. Rahul Garu, thank you so much for being on the show today, Andy.
Thanks for inviting me, Garu.
All right, let's get on to the topic for today, which is about the digital nomads. I don't think there could be a better or more apt description for all the IT industry people, which is digital nomads. US visa options for remote workers. Rahul Garu, we've talked briefly about this in the past, but about how in certain situations it can actually work in our favor. In certain situations we may need to hear and stuff. So Rahul Garu, tell us what is it about this option that works or doesn't work for us, especially for the remote workers?
As you know, Nitya Garu, things are very mobile right now. And since COVID has come in, it has gone revolutionary mobile. People can work from any location now. At least I know that more than 30% of our audiences work remotely. They don't go to office. Some of them ever don't go to office. Some of them don't have offices. They don't have anywhere to go and sit in their offices.
That's true.
So that's the reason I call them nomads. Nomads don't have house. They keep roaming around. They don't have anything to tell, okay, this is my place. So the digital nomads are the ones who are working remotely, and they are just going places to places. Still, their connection is their laptop or desktop, whatever it might be. So that's how they connect and work to their company. Now, so what people need to remember is only one simple thing. And that is where people sometimes get into trouble with the immigration law. We don't recognize the cyberspace as a space. US does not, I don't know of any government that recognizes cyberspace as a space. So let's say, for example, if you're logging into Florida, but you are sitting down in Dallas, you must have a work permit to work in Dallas. The LCA, for example, most of our guys are in H1B and their work location that should be listed on the H1B should be in Dallas, though. It cannot be in Florida. Now, it could be that the LCA location could cite Florida and Dallas, but Dallas has to be there if you are sitting in Dallas and working in Dallas. You can't tell that, oh, how do they come to know? No. Don't use all those things. A lot of people, simple ask question, Rahul, how does the immigration come to know whether I am in Dallas? Well, there are many things. You have a house. You have a credit card that shows that you're in Dallas. You have a car that shows in Dallas. You have a health insurance. You're going to visit a doctor that you are going to visit in Dallas. You have a driving license that is in Dallas. You have the tax system that is in Dallas where you get the paycheck. And don't ask me how they will come to know, because you guys are the software guys that are writing the programs to the government to tell where a person is.
Right.
I'm not the person who's doing it. You are the person who are doing it. At least you or your brother or the digital nomads are the persons who are writing it. So you need to remember that you must have a work permit at that particular place where you are working at. And now, there are some exceptions. Let's say, for example, if you take a 1 or 2 week vacation to Florida, can you take a 1 week vacation to Florida and can you work? Absolutely, that's not a fine. That's not a problem. Now, if you are contemplating on moving to, for example, from Dallas to Atlanta, somebody is contemplating on moving though, the amendment for the H1B need to be filed before you move, not after you move. Not after 1 week, not after 1 day. It is before you move that you have to file an amendment. Oh, no, I will file it later on, and then later on never comes and you forget it. Then you have Christmas holidays, you have whatever summer holidays, you have kids that thing, and you will forget it and things will, and then people start blaming on, oh, I already informed my HR that my address has been changed. They didn't take care of it. Guys, don't tell this excuse, okay? You are listening to the TVASIA show, you're on audiences, at least you don't make this excuse, okay? Make sure that the company knows it. The company files an amendment when you move to a different location than where you are located at. Even though you're working remotely, it's important. We do not recognize. So I normally tell people the rule of the butt, where your butt is sitting, the work permit must be there. Now, for the temporary, let's say you're going to Mexico for a week, you're going to Europe and you're still working, that's fine. You can remotely do it. That's allowed. You're going to India, you can work remotely. That's fine. So that's the main thing that you need to remember. Now, there are some issues that are coming up, Nitya Garu, especially people coming and visiting visas from India to here.
Right.
So if they're just coming here and staying there for 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and going outside the country, that may be okay for them to remotely work. But if they are coming here for 6 months,
gotcha,
and they are staying here for 6 months, and they are remotely working here, remember what I told you, the principle, the rule is where your butt is sitting. Since the person is sitting here for 6 months, they do not have a work permit in USA. That will be a problem for them. And I say, who cares? Who is caring? No, it happens. Later on, when you're applying for a H1B visa, when you're applying a F1 visa, they are asking this question: did you work at that point of time? They know that you worked too. So don't ask me how they know it. They know how you work.
And
so
are you referring to a US-based company or like say an India-based company, Andy?
India-based. Let's say, for example, a person is working in Cognizant, India.
Okay.
And he is visiting, let's say he's your brother, Nitya Garu, and he is visiting you, and he's staying with you for a 6 months period. He's remotely logging in from Atlanta to all the way to, let's say, Bangalore. And then he's working for 6 months. That's a problem.
Interesting.
Now, if it's 2 or 3 weeks, that's probably fine, but definitely not 6 months. You see the point? Because now they say, you're staying in USA, you're working in USA, you don't have a work permit in USA.
Oh, okay.
Now,
even though you are working for an India-based company.
That's right. Even though you are getting the salary from India, even though you are working for an Indian company, even though you're remotely logging into Bangalore computers and working, still remember the rule of the butts. He cannot work in USA because he doesn't have the work permit. At the same time, let's assume that your brother is in Bangalore.
Okay.
He gets a job in Atlanta for a company or a project for Atlanta company. He is sitting in India. Can he work in Bangalore? He doesn't have any work permit in United States. He doesn't have any. He's just your brother. He's just staying there. Can he work and get the money paid in US dollars? The answer is yes. Surprisingly, yes. No violations here. No immigration violations. Because he is an Indian, your brother is an Indian citizen. Indian citizen can work in India. I don't have to be a lawyer of India to tell that. Well, which I am actually. Which I am. But since your brother is an Indian citizen, he is working in India. We don't care whether he is logging into USA, whether he is logging into Chandrayaan, I don't know, Mars with all these things, what's going on. We don't care. He is sitting in India, he's working, he has a work permit, period. Now, there are some accounting calculations. You can always work with your CPA, but as far as immigration concerned, he's perfectly good to work. So a lot of people in India, if they can get a project though, and they want to work and they want to get paid, go ahead, do it. No problem with you. You don't need me. You don't need an immigration lawyer. Just go ahead, work, get a payment. Now, there are ways to work around on the legal issues of the payment issues. They can contact us, how the money could be done. They can simply raise an invoice and get paid. Nothing. And then they are subject to taxes in India. There are many easy ways for them to do it. So the people in India can work, absolutely not a problem in remote. But people coming into United States, if you are coming on a work permit, you have to have the proper place of employment. And if you are visiting United States, you cannot stay in United States and work for an Indian company for 6 months period. You can't do that.
So, sir, based on that statement that you just made, is there any provision where they need to come and be here, say, like, so my brother's coming visiting, they plan a 6-month visit, but he does have to work.
No.
Is there a right channel to do it at all? Or does he just have to get a work permit?
No, he has to get a work permit, H1B, L1 or something like that.
Okay, got it.
And which practically there is no way, there is no work permit for him, for the Cognizant India to apply here in United States.
So in no scenario is it
no.
viable.
Cognizant USA has to file a L visa. You know, it's complicated. They won't do it. For visiting people, they won't do it.
Makes sense. Okay. And so one thing I wanted to also ask is, you know, based on this, you know, this location and, you know, these remote workers. So is there any harm in being on an H1 and being a fully remote employee of a company?
Absolutely not. I mean, they can be remote on H1B, perfectly okay. No problem at all. If you are never, ever going to your office and you're remotely working from your house or apartment, absolutely not a problem, as long as that your apartment or your house is listed in the LCA and listed in the H1B application. You can completely 100% remotely work. And I have spoken with some people, how can you work at home? You won't get bored or you won't get, and they said, no, there's no office. They said, like, what? You don't have an office? No, there's nothing there. I go to office, there is nobody there to communicate. Okay? You know, it's a new word for me, okay? But anyway, I'm digesting that information. Yeah, but perfectly Rahul that you can 100% do remote work.
Gotcha. And Rahul, so some people might ask, why is this location information so important? You know,
because the reason is that when you file the extension, the H1B will be denied. The FDNS, every 5 to 10 H1Bs, the FDNS comes to site visit and they find out that you are in a different location. They will tell that you violated the status and your H1B will be revoked.
Got it.
And when you're trying to get the green card, if you're out of status for more than 6 months, that's going to cause a problem for you to get a green card. So all these troubles will come, and we see them coming very frequently. Every week I get at least 2 or 3 consultations where people have been in trouble because they work from remote locations. And they always tell something like this, oh, I told my HR, they didn't do. That's the common excuse that they will come up with. It's their fault, okay? It's not my fault. So that's where the problem comes in.
Sir, and filing this, is that LCA, you said?
Yes,
for,
labor condition application.
Yes. Is that something that the company has to do, or is it something that the applicant himself can send?
The company has to do it. It's not the applicant can do it though. But it's like this, you know, if the babysitter is not feeding your baby, okay, it hurts us, right? If I'm not feeding the baby, it hurts us. Don't just leave it on the babysitter saying that, okay, somehow the babysitter is going to figure out how to feed the baby.
Right.
No, you have to give very clear instruction. You have to make sure my baby is getting fed when I'm keeping my baby in the babysitter's control, right? So don't leave it to them. I told the babysitter to take care of the things. She's going to feed the baby. No, please make sure that it's done. Okay? Call me. Make sure. So this also, when it comes to LCA, if the employer does a mistake, who's going to suffer? Employee is going to suffer. If employee is going to do a mistake, who's going to suffer? Employee is going to suffer. If the lawyer is going to do the mistake, who's going to suffer? Employee is going to suffer. So for that all reasons, though, you need to take these things under your control.
Makes sense. Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Anything else you'd like to add at this point before we start taking our callers?
No, we can go to question and answers.
Fantastic. Let's take our first caller for the day. Let's take our first caller. Okay, caller number ending in 8765. 8765, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, ma'am?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for calling us. Please go ahead with your question.
Sure, yes. So, so here's the situation, and hi, Nitya and Rahul. Here's the situation. So I had a H1 visa stamp until, can you hear me?
Yes,
ma'am, we can hear you.
You have H1B visa stamping until?
Oh, thank you. So I had H1 visa stamp until January 23, 2024. And my employer had filed for my extension, and I got a 3 years extension in July 2023, which is really all good. And I have the I-797 with me, a valid one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I did was in December 2023, I went to a cruise to Mexico. And while exiting US, the cruise or the crew members just checked the H1 visa stamp on my passport. And while returning back, the port of entry was just my facial recognition and the fingerprints. So now when I check my I-94 status online, of course, my last entry date is December 2025 because of the cruise, but it says admit until Jan 24, 2024. And is it okay? Should I be worried?
Yes. So let me ask you this question though. When you entered into, when you filed the extension before December of 2023, is that right?
Correct, yes.
So you should be worried, ma'am. You should contact an immigration lawyer immediately. There are easy solutions where you have to again go to Mexico and come back, but this is not the right forum for you. It needs to be done privately, okay? You need to contact an immigration lawyer because technically speaking about you are not in valid status right now. Your status expired in January of 2024. And don't contact your company lawyer. Don't contact your company lawyer.
Sorry?
Don't contact your company lawyer.
Okay.
Why? One of the things that the company lawyers sometimes do is that they will just say, get rid of this lady. Just, you see the point? They will just say, well, let's take her off from the payroll. Let's suspend her, take her off, let's fire her, that they can do it. So try to contact a private lawyer, okay?
Valid. But I do have the valid extension, right? 3 years. Maybe
That's
it's
valid.
System error.
No, it's not system error, ma'am. That validity was before, every time you enter into United States, you get a new I-94. When you extend the H1B, the same I-94 number will be continued. When you entered into United States in December of 2023, the Customs and Border Protection people said that you can only stay in this country until January of 2024. The one extension that you got it from the immigration, you got it before. When did you got it? Somewhere in November of 2023, you got it.
2023.
So that's not valid anymore. The December entry is the valid one. Okay? I'll tell you a simple example. If your parents have 10-year multiple entry visa, when they come into this country, how long can they stay?
For 6 months.
Why 6 months? Why the passport says that? Why 6 months? The passport says 10 years.
Yeah, because
the new I-94, which was given at the time of the port of entry, allows them only to stay for 6 months. So every time they come into this country, most probably they'll get 6 months. So it is the I-94 that controls, the current I-94 that controls. So you definitely need to contact. We'll go to the next personality.
Perfect. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling. Okay, let's take our next caller. While we're taking our next caller, Rahul, got a question from Suni Bodepalli. Says, what's the impact for citizenship if a green card holder spends 6+ months and less than a year in India?
Okay, let me tell people the entire rules of the citizenship so people can get it very clearly though.
Right.
There are certain rules that are absolutely no. That means if you violate those rules, you are not eligible for the citizenship. First thing, you must not be outside the country for more than 1 year at a single stretch in the preceding 5 years. And Nitya, you may ask a question, how can you do that? If you stay more than 1 year, you can't come back. That's the rule, is right? However, there is an exception. You can apply for a re-entry permit and stay up to 2 years in India. If you do so, then you have to start working on remember, everybody knows that 5 years green card, you get the citizenship, 4 years, 9 months and 10 days, they can start applying for the citizenship. So now you have to start the 5 years all over again if you come back on the re-entry permit. So that's the number one. You cannot be outside the country for more than 1 year with the permit, okay? You cannot. If you do so, then you have to start all over again. The second thing is that out of the total 5 years, you must be physically present in United States for more than 2.5 years.
Gotcha.
On an aggregate, it doesn't have to be one stretch. So on an aggregate, let's say for example, 7 months you stay in USA, 5 months you stay in India, and like that you keep doing it, you are more than 2.5 years in United States. So then you can be eligible, you are eligible for the citizenship. These are hardcore rules. You have to be physically here for 2.5 years, less than 1 year. You cannot be outside the country for more than 1 year.
Right.
So these are hard rules. Now comes the question of what Sunil Bodapalli has a question. If the person is outside the country on a one single stretch for more than 6 months, this is a gray area.
Okay.
This is a gray area. Then it's up to the immigration officer to approve the green card or not approve the green card.
Okay.
You still have to complete, assuming the person spent 7 months outside the country and then come back, assuming that he completed the 2.5 years he applies for citizenship, you need to provide a lot of documentation. I normally recommend people to go through a lawyer if ever your absence is more than 6 months at any point of time.
Okay.
I personally advise people that don't ever cross the 6 months. That's the number one thing.
Right.
If you need to buy a business class ticket, come and go for 1 day, okay?
Right. Okay.
Try to maintain less than 6 months so that you can avoid immigration lawyers. But if you happen, sometimes emergencies happen, people tend to stay for more than 6 months.
Gotcha.
Then we have to provide the documentation of that you've been filing income tax returns all along, you're maintaining the house, you're staying in the United States, you're continuing your residence in the United States. A lot of documents need to be taken to the interview for that officer to approve the green card. Citizenship, sorry.
Got it, got it.
So I would avoid Sunil.
Okay, so but if you're a citizen, then there's no problem, right? Like
citizen, I think so. There is only one restriction. If the citizen stays, if the person becomes a citizen, and then he immediately goes to India, or the kids who are born here in US born kids are there, right? Let's say you have little children, Nitya Garu. Let's say you go to India, who are born in the United States. Let's say you go to India. Your kids will be automatically US citizen, even though they're born in India.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So let's say you have a son and you have a daughter, and you go to India and they grow up in India and they get married and they get children in India, which they never, after going to India, they never ever visited.
Right.
They went and they stayed there in India. They never ever visited. They get married. The wife doesn't, the spouses of your children don't have green card, and they have a kid. Your children have a kid. They will get US citizenship. They just need to take the passport, birth certificate, go to the US embassy and get a passport. Simple. Wow. No paperwork, nothing.
Nice. Okay.
Their kids though. That means that your grandchildren kids though. I think so. There is some restriction. In 14 years, they have to visit one time. I have to read that. If some consultation comes like that, I will look into that. There is some restriction on your great grandkids.
Okay, some restriction on the great grandkids. So please make sure you inform.
So I really think so. They have to come here once or so. I don't recall that. But if somebody consults me, I'll go read all that law and come back and tell it. So
okay. Okay, thank you.
It's pretty liberal for the people who are US citizens to go to India.
Makes sense. Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 4717. 4717, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Hi, sir. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for calling us. Go ahead with your question, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So my question is, my priority date is June 26th, 2012. So I'm in EB2. So now I think like with the current February thing, my date got progressed to like EB3. So I'm working with my attorney to get my 140
into
EB3. EB3. So I'm waiting for the receipt. They said once the receipt is there, that's when I can do a premium processing for my receipt to come through. They said that they can do my premium processing on the 140. My question is it based on the trend, what you're seeing, they go for, once they get that 140 approved, should they go for the TUB? They apply for a new EB3 485?
Absolutely. Go for the transfer of go for transfer of underlying basis. That is a better way for you. Okay. The second thing that what I suggest you to do it is, sorry, go for the TUB. Definitely. I'm not second. There's only one. Go for the TUB. Transfer of underlying basis. Hello?
Hello, sir?
Got you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then one other thing is like, so let's say, so is my 180 days kicks off again for my EAD that I have to use?
No.
Let's say something happens in between.
No, there is no 180 days for you to leave this job and go somewhere else. For example, you have to wait for 180 days after you submit the transfer of underlying basis, or the company is going to file a 485J supplement. No, you can leave the company immediately. There's no 180 days for you. You already completed 180 days after filing the 485. Okay. The other thing is that what if the EB2 moves forward and EB3 goes back and EB2 moves forward? Well, you have to file one more transfer of underlying basis. Okay.
Got you.
Okay. Then.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 1525. 1525, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Yeah, hi, this is Sunil.
Hi, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir. Thank you for calling us. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you for picking up my call. So my question is, my wife is currently in India. She is a green card holder. And we realized that, in November this year, her passport is going to expire. So she has plans to come back in, July, August time. So we would like to know if we can renew her passport being in India as a GC holder.
Absolutely no problem with it. She can renew it in India. And if ever she's coming back to United States, though, a lot of people say that her green card, her passport has to be valid for a 6 months period. Okay. Otherwise, she's not allowed to come into United States. That is a wrong information. However, there is some problem that I faced it, though. I realized it myself. Because I know the rule that you can come even the passport is valid for 1 month. Your wife can come here and extend it. I know the rule. But I didn't know there is another rule that the European airlines won't allow you to come into Europe with that kind of thing. You see the point? So if your wife is coming in July and she's coming, the Europe won't allow her to come into Europe. You see? I didn't realize that.
So, yeah.
When I was traveling to Europe, I realized that. They said, oh, the US law says that you cannot go back to USA unless your US passport is valid for 6 months. I said, no, I'm an immigration lawyer. You don't have to worry about the US immigration. Then they said, no, we don't allow it. Well, you tell me like that. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, understood.
And my wife was
not a
so
problem
mad.
of US
we
immigration.
had to go to emergency and get the passport in 1 day in a Houston passport office. Luckily, we got it though. Yeah, but you just can't go through Europe. That's the only problem.
Okay, but US immigration, they don't ask any questions or send back.
They don't have any problem. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. Rahul, before we take our next caller, this one quick question.
దేవుడు వరం ఇచ్చినా కానీ అయ్యగారు వరం ఇవ్వలేదట. Go ahead.
This is about this EB1C. The question from RB says, will EB1C India become current end of this year due to election schedule? I heard this was done in the past. Please share your experience.
No, it's not expected to become current. I'm not expecting it. Remember, we have some extra green card this year, approximately around 20,000 extra green cards. Yes. So a good portion of them have been given to the EB1 also. Why I'm not expecting it to be current is there are a lot of people who are cutting the line, Nitya Garu. You know what the cutting the line is. When people
Yes.
stand in line and somebody cuts in line, especially we see
Or
that
do
when you
it.
go to India. We'll do that when you go to India, right? They keep cutting the lines.
Okay.
So there are a lot of people that are cutting the lines right now. Even though the priority date for first preference for Indian nationals is March 2021, okay? March or April 2021. There are a lot of people that are coming and cutting the line. How are they cutting the line is the people who are on EB2 and EB3 priority date, they are converting themselves into either extraordinary ability, especially right now, the USCIS is a little bit liberal. If people are working in AI, artificial intelligence, and certain other things are very liberal in approving the EB1s. And there are a lot of people who are also transferring themselves to outside the country for 1 year as an executive manager and coming back into the country. So they're all cutting the line. They are not coming straight forward I-140. They have an I-140 from EB2 and EB3. So that's one of the reasons I'm not expecting the priority date to be current for the EB1 category, at least in the month of October of 2024.
Got it. Sir, also, based on one of our previous shows, have there been any update on the trade talks? Remember we had
Right. It's secretly going. That's all right now. They are not releasing the information. Forbes magazine has definitely published an article on the E2 visas, though. We may get some positive news, but we'll have to see. India has announced a lot of trade treaties, especially with Switzerland and some other countries. Not yet in USA. There are a lot of trade tracks going on. If there is a good chance that we may get a trade treaty with USA, especially with the Modi government there. And there are a lot of things that a lot of other countries have it, we don't have it. And because of the bilateral relationship and the restrictions on the H1B quota that we have and the green card quota that we have, there is a good chance we may get the E-visa, E-treaty visa, that we'll have to see.
Okay.
Yeah, because US is considering that if we are going to get a lot of talent by giving the E-visas to Indians, they may put a little bit different restrictions on us. But yeah, there's a good chance we may get it.
Right.
For those people who don't know what an e-visa is, it's a treaty visa. A lot of countries, for example, Chinese people, sorry, not Chinese, for the Nepal people have it. I don't know about Nepal, sorry, let me take back. Sri Lanka has it. Pakistan has it. Bangladesh has it. We don't have it. They can invest in $200,000 on a gas station and start doing business here and get a work permit called e-visa, but Indians cannot because there is no treaty between trade treaty between USA and India. If there is anything that pops up, which they are working on right now, then all the people who wants to invest come here and invest $200,000, own a business like a gas station or a restaurant, and they can open a restaurant or a gas station, have a work permit for them and their dependent.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm hoping the talks are going to be a little fruitful for our people here. All right. On that note, we'll take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 4448. 4448. We ready for you now? Hello? Please press star 600 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 4448. Hello? Okay, we'll try to take another caller in the meantime. Okay, caller with number ending in 4658. 4658, we ready for you now? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, sir?
Yeah. My name is Rajesh.
Go ahead, sir. Thank you for calling us. We can hear you. Please go ahead with the question.
Sure. Hello, Rahul Reddy garu. Thank you, Niksha garu, for organizing this call. So, quick question. My wife is on H4 visa. I'm on a H1B visa. Mm-hmm. So, she got her visa got approved on her dependent H4 visa with my previous employer.
Mm-hmm. Until what time is it valid?
Up to May 15th, 2024.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
So after that stamping, and I came back to US and I switched to my employer. I'm on new visa, which expires on next year of February 2025. So right now we are expecting a baby in around April.
Where is the baby is going to be born? Where is the baby is going to be born?
Sorry?
Where is the baby is going to be born?
April 15th.
Where? In India?
US. In US.
Good. Okay, that's good. Okay, keep going.
So basically, I asked my consultant attorney. So they told that they can file. I mean, I need to file immediately H4 visa for her to immediately convert to this extension. So can I file it immediately on me, or can I file, or do I need to file?
It's up to you whether you choose a lawyer or not. I definitely recommend that you choose a lawyer, but yeah, you should file it before May. Okay, you should file before May.
Yes.
Did you check online what her I-94 says though? Does it say May of 2024 or does it say February of 2025?
May 15, 2024.
Okay. You need to file the extension right now before May 14th. You need to file the extension, sir. You can do it by yourself or through a lawyer or your company's lawyer. Okay.
So I see online documents required for visa.
Let's not go through the entire system right now. Yeah, you can file it online. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. One last question. So she is an upcoming internal medicine resident. So she got an offer for a J1 visa. If she switches the status on and around May 15, 2024, she needs to go to India and get stamped. Will it affect even though I file for H4 from here?
No, it will not negatively affect. You said affect. You didn't say whether positively or negatively. It will affect positively but not negatively.
Okay. Because I will file immediately next week, the H4 visa extension. After, while it is in the process, she can travel back to India and convert to H1B, to J1. And
H4 to J1.
Yes, J visa. Yes, yeah, J visa and can come back without any immigration issue at the port of entry, even though she has pending H4 extension visa pending, right?
That is right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling us, sir. Okay, let's take our next caller.
Nitya Garu, the reason I asked where is the baby getting delivered is that if the baby gets delivered here, then the baby is a U.S. citizen. And I told you that kid later on becomes a U.S. citizen. Otherwise, they will have to go through the process with the TVH for a long period of time.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 4448. 4448. Okay, I think the person dropped off, so let's take another caller, Andy. Rahul got a question, Andy. In the meantime, if you move to a different location within the same state, do you still have to file an amendment?
If it's within 30 miles, you don't have to. Between 30 miles and 70 miles, I would recommend you consult a lawyer. If it's more than 70 miles, it's absolutely you need to get H1B amended.
So
up to 30 miles
from your last known location,
correct? Right, not last known, on the LCA location.
On the LCA location, okay.
Yeah. So if it's 30 miles, you're good. Between 30 and 70 miles, you need to consult a lawyer. More than 70 miles, you have to file an amendment.
Okay, makes sense. All right, caller with number ending in 6560. 6560, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Yes, yes.
Hi, sir. Thank you for calling us.
Hi, sir. Thank you, madam, and thank you, sir, Rahul, sir. Sure. Recently, my H1 is approved, and that validity up to May 2026, sir. But last Monday, Department of Homeland Security visited my home because I'm working on work from home. My LCA is filed on my home address based on the what my current home address is the
Nice.
work location in LCA.
Mm-hmm.
So, and officer sent an email to send a couple of documents with like resume and pay stubs and W-2 and client supervisors and petitioner, like my employer contact info. I mean references. Who is the point of contact, signatory contact information. So that thing happened on last Monday, sir. But as of now, I did not get any reply from them. What's the next steps? And I'm
no replies
about this one.
No reply is required from that person.
Okay.
This is called fraud detection unit, that is checking whether or not you're working at the location where you've been mentioned, whether you're having a job, whether you're having a pay stubs, or you just filed H1B as a software professional, you're working in a gas station as a gas pumping person, which you're not. So that's what they checked.
Okay.
They checked, looks like everything is fine. You're working with an end client. You're working at the location which is mentioned in the LCA. Everything looks fine. No response is expected from that guy.
Oh, no response. But only one thing is
no response means
about
good.
the Oh, no response means okay. But actually, the officer didn't ask my end client information. So actually, I'm the consultancy, and there is a middle layer vendor, and end client is my end client. So he asked my employer name and vendor name, but he didn't ask about my client information.
Each FDNS person has their own request on that particular thing. Just because he didn't ask the end client information, you don't have to worry. They normally are making sure that you're doing the job right or not. That's all it is. And you are. So just because he didn't ask the end client, you don't have to panic. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you
very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us.
Each FDNS person has their own request on that particular thing.
Caller with number ending in 9563. 9563, we ready for you now? Please press *6 and 8 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 9563. Hello? Let's give them 1 second. Caller with number ending in 9563. Please press *6 to unmute your line. Okay, let's come back to this caller. Caller with the number ending in 1056. 1056, we ready for you? Hello?
Hi, you're able to hear me?
Yes, sir. We're able to hear you. Thank you for calling us, sir. Go ahead with your question.
I filed a labor certification, but it is under processing for more than 1 year, 1 year, 2 months. And we later found that instead of in Kishore Kumar, in the last name there was double M instead of single M, a slight mistake done by my employer. So my employer is telling that the labor form doesn't have the SSN number. So the only reconciliation between I-140 and the labor is the ETA, some number will be generated after the labor. That's what they refer in the I-140. So he's telling, let's give a try with even the labor is wrong name, in the wrong name, then we filed I-140 with the correct name. But I'm not sure whether any automatic validation is there between labor and the I-140 in the name checks like that.
You will not have any problem. None whatsoever. None whatsoever at all in getting your I-140. There's a lot of information that has been provided there in the labor certification. It asks your date of birth. It asks your degree. It asks your experience. It has where you got your 12th grade. All that information is there. So you can't fake it. So just because you got one M there will not cause any problem, none whatsoever at all. When you file the I-140 with your proper name, you will not have any problem getting the I-140 approval.
Yeah. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitya.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. Let's take our next caller. Next caller, please. Rahul got a question from Sam Poppa says, can we travel to India if we have only 5 months left on the current 797, planning to apply once I come back? But please let me know if it's okay, as it is less than 6 months on the 797 and stamping.
Is it 797 or stamping though? So if his stamping is valid for only 5 months, he definitely can come in, no problem with it at all. If I-7, if both are valid for 5 months, he absolutely has no problem to come back into the United States. He can file the extensions once coming into the United States, absolutely no problem. Now, what I'm a little bit worried about, I said, is that stamping is not there. If people are going for stamping when only 5 months is left over in the I-797, don't go for stamping. The reason is they will issue a 221G and then they will take their own 5 months and then they won't approve it. Unless it's valid for 1 year, we don't recommend people going for stamping.
So better to directly come back and then...
Right. No. I will get an extension and then go.
Got it. Okay. Caller with number ending in 9563. 9563, we're ready for you now. Hello? All right. Caller with number ending in 1221. 1221, we're ready for you?
Yes.
Hello? Hi, ma'am. Hello?
Hello, Rahul Garu and Nitya.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Thank you, Andy, for doing.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you for doing this, guys. Okay. So, my priority date July 2012, Andy. And రేపు April 1st నుంచి అది కరెంట్ అవుతుంది.
EB3
April 1st నుంచి అది EB3 లో కరెంట్ అవుతుంది. యు ఆర్ రైట్ సార్.
రైట్.
ఇంకొకటి నా లేబర్ సర్టిఫికేట్ EB2 లో ఫైల్ చేసాం. అండ్ ఇట్ గాట్ అప్రూవ్డ్ లాస్ట్ వీక్. సో క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే మా ఎంప్లాయర్స్ అటార్నీ అంటారు, లైక్ సిన్స్ మీ లేబర్ సర్టిఫికేట్ EB2 లో ఫైల్ చేసాము, సో ఇప్పుడు EB3 లో అడుగుతున్నాను నేను నా I-140 ఫైల్ చేయమని అలాంగ్ విత్ AOS ప్రాబబ్లీ. సో రిస్క్ ఉంటుంది కొద్దిగా రిస్క్ ఉంటుందని నాకు హెడ్సప్ లాగా అంటున్నారు. ఒకసారి మీతో కన్ఫర్మ్ చేసుకుందామని.
Zero. Absolutely not a risk.
Okay, sir.
If your labor certification has been filed in EB2 and you want to file in EB3, absolutely no risk. We told this in September of 2020 on this TV Asia show that it's absolutely not a risk to file it. Here is a simple principle though. Not all millionaires are billionaires, is right?
Right.
Yes.
But every billionaire is a millionaire.
Right.
So when we are filing an application from EB3 labor certification, all we need to prove is that you are a millionaire, which in fact you're a billionaire.
Right.
So is it tough for us to prove that you're a millionaire when you are a billionaire? No, it's not. If it's reverse wise, you're a millionaire and then I have to prove that you're a billionaire, I need to show a lot of documents. Okay, here I don't need to. Okay, so you're good. Absolutely will have no problem, none whatsoever at all for you. Okay, then. Thank you.
Sure, thank you, sir. And ఇంకొక క్వశ్చన్ సార్, డోంట్ మైండ్. అది ఇప్పుడు లెట్స్ సే నేను ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ మా అటార్నీ బదులు, మా ఎంప్లాయర్స్ అటార్నీ బదులు R&N లా గ్రూప్ కి అప్రోచ్ అయ్యి, ఇఫ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు go through R&N law group, what is it I need to provide?
Your company has to get, you have to get the approval of the company.
Okay, got it. Okay.
You have to get the approval of the company. If the company,
చెప్పండి సార్.
If the company approves it, then you can go with the company and the company can work with the other law firm.
Okay.
Any other law.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Bye.
All right. Thank you for calling us, sir. Thank you so much. Let's take our next caller. So there's another question here from Rahul Anand. He says, can I travel to India and come back to US if my H1B is expiring in 1 month?
Yeah, they can. No problem with it.
No problem. Okay. All right. Follow with number ending in 1 second. Okay, caller with number ending in 1795. 1795, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hi, ma'am. We can hear you. Thank you for calling us.
Good
Please go ahead with
evening.
your question. Good evening.
Yep, thank you for taking my call. So my
Sure.
question is like I applied for my PERM in November 2022 and my employer has also shared the number, I think the application number or something like that. But still I'm awaiting the approval or denial. So I haven't heard anything yet.
November of 2022 or November of 2023 that you applied?
22. 22 is, yes.
Yeah, there are some rare cases that are pending from November of 2023. Most of the cases that filed in November have already been approved. So they can contact the Department of Labor to check what's going on that. I'm just checking on.
Okay.
So, but at the same time, when is your 6 years expiring?
I mean, technically it's expiring in October of 2024 this year, but I have a couple of months recaptured due to my travel outside the country.
Okay. Yeah, your lawyer should inquire about what's going on with the
Considering he has shared the application number or the tracking number, is there something that I can do? Because I've been trying to contact them, and
no, you can't. You can't, ma'am. It only the company can do it.
Right, they can log into the PERM portal, I'm guessing, and look up the status. Is that correct?
Right. That is right.
And also, to be on a safer side, what are my options? If you can, please let me know.
What are your options? What do you mean? If it's get denied, your options, if it gets approved, if it's pending?
No, considering technically my clock is ticking, right? Only I have time until October 2024, which is in a couple of months.
You can file the extension of H1B right now, not a problem for you at all. You can file the extension beyond 6 years because your labor has been pending for more than 1 year. You filed in November 2022. You can file, let's assume that your H1B is expiring in June of 2024 and you don't have any recapture time. You can file an extension based on the labor certification right now until June of 2025.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So just await the decision, not a big, wait for the decision for 1 more month, okay?
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know if it's normal because I have heard, thank you.
There are some cases pending in November right now. I'm not saying it's normal, but there are some cases that are pending in November.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling. Let's take our next caller. Okay, caller with number ending in 6848. 6848, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Hi, sir. Yes, we can hear you, sir. Thank you for calling us. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thanks for admitting my question. So, currently I'm in green card status, and my wife is in H1B, and her H1 is ending in May 2nd, and currently she is out of project, and also she's in. We are expecting in June first week. So, I mean, if she did not get any project, like what are her options? So let me ask you,
you said you're a green card holder. Did you file for a green card for F2A basis?
No, the dates are not current, so we are waiting for the date. So
did you already file an I-130?
Yes, we filed for I-130.
What's the priority date?
Her priority date is last month. I mean, we filed it last month. I-130.
You filed, okay. The priority date is then it's February of 2024 is a priority date, and right now the priority date is September of 2023, and she's an H1B, and she can't get a job within 2 months. When is I-94 expiring?
May 2nd.
Oh, I-94 is expiring on May 2nd. So if she doesn't get a job, if by any chance the priority date becomes current by May, then she's good to file a 485 application. You know that, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. If
So
that
if
does
that
not,
is not
though,
current,
if
like,
that does not,
yeah,
though,
yeah.
you may want to consider to moving her into F1 visa, moving into F1 visa.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
B2.
how about like
You can
visitor
consider.
also? Okay.
Visitor also is possible, but I have to tell you that either visitor or B2, there is always some risk associated, but it's better to take a risk rather than give it up. Okay.
Okay. Oh, so B2 is a visitor, right?
That's right. B2 is visitor.
Okay.
Okay.
So only she can, I mean, once she got admitted into visitor, like only she can stay in 6 months here. Then she has
That's
to
right.
leave, right?
Right.
But
still,
green
I
card,
would recommend still to go through a lawyer these things. The reason is that why B2 and F1 are risky is they must have only intention to stay temporarily in United States, not to stay permanently in United States. She's been staying on H1B for a long period of time. She also filed I-130, which priority date is not current. So there is some risk associated with B2 and F1. But at this point of time, if she's not getting a job, then she doesn't have any other alternative than take the risk. And if it fails, then she has to go outside the country, get the H1B, get the green card there, which it may take approximately 2 years process where you both might have to live separately. Okay. We'll go to the next caller.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. All right, let's take our next caller. Caller with number ending in 2327. 2327, we're ready for you now. Hello? Caller with number ending in 2327. Please press *6 to unmute your line. *6 to unmute your line. Caller with number ending in 2327. Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear
sir,
me?
we can hear you, sir. Yeah. Hi, sir.
Hi. Thank you so much
Hi,
for
sir.
taking my call. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Hi.
Thank you, sir.
I have a I-140. Yeah, my question is, I have I-140 with my previous employer. With my current employer, things are going very, very slow. Like my PW is approved. My PW is applied on February 14th, 2023, and determination was given on August 15th, 2023. Okay. And they haven't done the recruitment portion yet. Not sure how long it's going to be valid, the PWD.
I think so. It's June 30th, if I'm not mistaken. But I may have to correct myself.
June 30th, not August, next August.
I don't know exactly those. Please, excuse me. If you can drop an email to info@rnlawgroup.com with the date, I can give you the accurate date.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
one thing. What is your priority date, sir?
My priority date is July 13, 20, EB3.
July 13, which year?
2013.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm one of those with a rotten luck, got laid off.
You need to, TVASIA is working with some sponsors, and in fact, they are in touch with one of the sponsor, and that guy might do it next week, though. They have advertisements going on. You can join that company, and then they will file your green card immediately. They already have prevailing wage and advertisements ready at all time.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're going to bring that sponsor next week.
Can you give me some more information? Like,
yeah, I'll give you the information. I will leave it in the. I will leave the contact information in the chat box. Okay, in the YouTube. Watch it.
Okay. All right.
Sir, and stay tuned on the program so that next week also, if you come back, maybe.
Next week you can come back. This company will have advertisements ready, so they can file the labor certification in about 3 to 4 weeks. They have all the prevailing wage and everything ready. And of course, you have to join the company, though. Okay, that's one condition. They won't file the green card unless you join the company. That's a
fair enough.
condition.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So that you don't have
Thank
to 2013, you've been waiting for 4 years to get the labor certification. What's going wrong with you?
Anna, this is, I got laid off from the original company and then I had to move.
Something
I
or
was
the other
into
is
the whole
going on.
process.
Everything is going wrong with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
Sorry
Okay.
to hear that, but
I am one of the
hope
rotten luck.
your luck changes. Stay tuned for the upcoming shows. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll
All right,
send
thank
in information for you. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. Let's take our next caller. Sometimes the odds are stacked up against us. But
Yeah. Layoff, delay in the green card. The PERM is approved in August and they still don't file it. Everything bad is happening with this.
All right. Caller with number ending in 2280. 2280, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Hello, Rahul, sir. Good evening.
Good evening,
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Thank you for calling us. Please go ahead.
రాహుల్ సార్ నాకు 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. ఫస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే నాకు మా కంపెనీ యాక్చువల్గా నేను ఇప్పుడు కరెంట్లీ O1 వీసా పైన ఉన్నాను. సో నేను J1 నుంచి O1 మారాను. నాకు ఫేవర్ అప్రూవ్ అయిన తర్వాతనే O1 కి మారాను. బట్ నా పాత I-94 జూన్ 2024 వరకు వ్యాలిడ్ ఉంది. సో నేను I-94 ఏమైనా చేంజ్ చేసుకోవాలా? అది అవసరం లేదు సార్. అది ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుందా?
అది కాదు, మీకు O1 వీసా వచ్చింది కదా సార్, I-797 అప్రూవల్.
అవును సార్, అవును.
దాని కింద బాటమ్ పార్ట్ లో I-94 ఉంటది.
ఓకే, వచ్చింది అట్లా సార్.
మీకు O1 వీసా వచ్చినప్పుడు I-797A అంటారు. దాని బాటమ్ పార్ట్ లో I-94 ఉంటుంది.
అవును.
మీకు ఆన్లైన్ లో I-94 ఉంటది కదా, అదే నెంబర్ ఇక్కడ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయింది.
అవును,
చూసిండ్రా?
ఓకే ఓకే సార్. ఓకే, నేను చూడలేదు సార్, చూస్తాను. అదే నాకు డౌట్ వచ్చిండే అదే.
Yeah. So this is applicable to all the people, Nitya Garu, that a lot of people are calling my online, my I-94 is not expired, I'm out of status antaru. No. Look into the I-797, which was approved after you entered into United States. At the bottom left side of that, it says I-94. The online I-94 number, this I-94 number will reflect the same and it will be extended. Okay? And if it's...
Okay, sir. And okay, go ahead, sir.
Go ahead. You go ahead, sir.
No, sorry, sir. Yeah. My second question is, sir, actually, మాకు ఎంప్లాయర్ ఇప్పుడు H1B ఫైల్ చేశారు సార్ లాటరీలో. సో ఈ లాటరీ పిక్స్ అప్ నాకు ఎన్ని రోజులు ఉంటుంది సార్ టైం? అంటే నేను ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకోవాలంటే చేసుకోవచ్చా? చేసుకోవాలంటే ఎన్ని రోజులు? అది అక్టోబర్ తర్వాత వేసుకోవచ్చా, ముందు వేసుకోవచ్చా?
లేదు సార్, మీరు జూన్ 30th లోపల అప్లికేషన్ పెట్టుకోవాలంటే ఇఫ్ యూ గెట్ సెలెక్టెడ్ ఇన్ ద లాటరీ by June 30th you have to file application, but the start date will be October 1st.
అప్పటి వరకు మరి అది ఎలా సార్? ఈ స్టేటస్ లోనే ఉండాలా?
O1 మీద ఉండాలి.
అవును. అప్పుడు ఎంప్లాయర్ వీడు ఒప్పుకుంటారా సార్? వీళ్ళకి ఏం కదా
అంటే వీడు చెప్పు, కరెంట్ ఎంప్లాయర్ చెప్పనవసరం లేదు కదా. మీరు వేరే ఎంప్లాయర్ జూన్ లో ఫైల్ చేస్తాను, ఈ కంపెనీకి చెప్పనక్కర్లేదు కదా.
ఓకే. బట్ ఇప్పుడు లాటరీ వీళ్ళు వేశారు కదా సార్, ఈ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు.
ఎవరు వేసిండ్రు? ఏ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు వేసిండ్రు? కంపెనీ విచ్ ఇస్
కరెంట్ వర్క్ O1 కంపెనీ, O1 లో చేసే వాళ్ళే చేశారు లాటరీ.
సో
నేను
So you want to change this company to another company?
Yes sir. In future.
So first you have to get selected in the lottery, file the H1B. After October 1st, you can think of changing to a different company. That's one way.
అప్పటి వరకు చేంజ్
చేయకండి. అప్పటి చేంజ్ చేయకండి. ఎందుకంటే H1B పోతుంది మీకు. ఎందుకంటే మీకు H1B వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఈ మధ్యలో మీరు చేంజ్ చేసిన అనుకోండి, H1B మళ్ళీ లాటరీలో పోతుంది అన్నట్టు. ఒకవేళ మీకు H1B సెలెక్ట్ కాలేదనుకోండి లాటరీలో, which you will come to know by April 1st week, is right? Then you can change on O1 visa to a different company before October 1st.
O1 వీసా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకోవచ్చా సార్?
చేసుకోవచ్చు. O1 వీసా కూడా మళ్ళీ కొత్త O1 ఫైల్ చేయాలి. O1 కూడా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇట్స్ నాట్ లైక్ J1 which is very hard to transfer. O1 ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, H1 మాత్రమే ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే సార్. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Wait until April 1st before you do it, okay? Because you still, H1 is much better than O1, okay? Okay then.
Yes, sir. Sir, I got that. I can see that I-94 on my approval notice, sir. Thank you very much.
Of course you will. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for calling us, sir. Okay. All right, let's take our next caller. Next caller, Andy. Okay, call our number ending in 5628. 5628, we're ready for you now. Hello? Please press *6 to unmute your line. Call our number ending in 5628. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me now?
Hi, sir. We can hear you, sir. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Hi, Rahul. Hi, Nitya. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, first question, Rahul, maybe you don't like it, but the priority date is like, June 2013 in EB3. I'm in EB3Q. Can we expect at least in next year?
That's a very tough question, though. Yeah, hopefully so.
Oh. Okay. Okay. The second question, I'm still on H1B and I got EAD also, EAD and AP also. So if I accept like some W2 positions, I'm not sure is there any difference like W2 and
second
full-time?
job. Second job.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The current one is on H1B and they filed 485. And I got EAD.
Can you do a
AP,
second job?
But I'm
Can
still
you
on
do a
H1B.
second job in EAD? Absolutely, you can. No problem with it.
Okay. So in the future, if I lost like current job, then if whatever that I'm doing like in EAD one, if it is like a W2 position, is that okay?
Perfectly all right. As long as the second job is an IT position. So you're working, let's say, for example, you're working with Pepsi in an IT position. And now you got a consulting job within IT position with the second job, and you lose the Pepsi job. Can you stay on this consulting company job and still get the green card? Absolutely, you can.
Oh, okay. So once I start like using EAD, working for whatever the new position, right? So so that means like I'm started using EAD, right? Even if I'm on H1B.
Yeah, it's not sin using EAD, okay? It is not a sin using EAD. It's okay to use EAD. They have given the permit, employment authorization document. Use it. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, and one more thing, actually, we filed like, EAD and AP extension for me and my wife. Like within a week, my wife got, approval notice for 5 years for EAD. But AP and my EAD and AP, still I didn't get any update. But for
that's
my
normal.
wife EAD, like she got like...
Yeah, that's normal.
Right?
It's, yeah, we're seeing that in normal. Yeah, even though you put everything in one package, she gets it, you don't get it. She gets one, she doesn't get the other. You don't get any. Yes, we are seeing it a lot. Thanks to USCIS.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Okay, then. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Yeah,
thank you. Thank you so much for calling us.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take our next caller. Rahul, I'm sure by now you've lost the things you get to see when it comes to USCIS.
Oh, no, we go to court still, but not as much as when the Trump was there.
I think you must have lost count of what you get to see with USCIS, like all the different scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
A plus B whole square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB, I think so. That's it. But when it comes to the USCIS, it can be anything. It can be XYZ also.
Is equal to C plus D plus 2AB plus XYZ. That is what we are seeing. All right. Caller with number ending in 5093. 5093, we're ready for you now. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, Nitya garu, thank you, Andy.
Namaste, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Japan, sir? Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm on L1A right now, and I'm in like almost 5.5 years in US.
Mm-hmm.
This year, my employer is trying for H1B, but I just want to know, is it a right decision, or can I
Do you have an
I-140?
Do you have an I-140 approval?
Yeah, I-140 approve indandi EB1 kilo, and I have a priority date is April 2023 last year, basically.
Absolutely, your company is doing the best thing for you, though. Absolutely, I salute your company. Okay.
Because the question is intended like by October.
Mm-hmm. By October?
By October, I'll be completing 6 years, right? Almost 6 years.
Is it almost 6 years or 6 years?
Maybe 2 months left over untadandi. Basically,
That's
I have
important.
Last extension.
That is important. That is
I have
important.
until 2025 December.
If you have 2 months left over, you are good.
Okay.
Okay.
So one more question intended. Right now, I have L1A until 2025 December, sir.
Right.
So is it a right decision to stay in L1A, or can I don't know. I mean, again, it's lottery and it has to be picked up. But
so let me tell you one thing. Just trust me on this one. Just trust me on this one. Get the H1B,
okay.
Move to the H1B. The reason why they are doing the H1B for you is, if your priority date doesn't become current within 7 years, how can you stay in this country?
Yeah, I can't.
You can't.
Yeah, correct.
So they are trying to convert into H1B, anticipating that your priority date may not be current in the next 1.5 years. Okay? So if you move to H1B, if the priority date becomes current, can you still file the 485 application on H1B for EB1C? The answer is absolutely yes.
Okay.
Okay? So your company...
They don't need to file new I-140 again, right?
No, they don't need to file a new I-140. You're working for the same company, same position. Absolutely not required to file a new I-140 if you convert it to H1B. So they're doing the best that possibly I can imagine for you.
Okay.
Okay? If you want to announce your company, you can announce your company. That's good company. I salute that company. Which company is it?
Yeah.
That's good.
Deloitte.
Okay. That's good. You must be a very good employee for Deloitte. Okay then.
Thank you.
All the very best.
Yep, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. All right, let's take our next caller.
The reason I said he must be a very good employee for Deloitte is not a habit of doing all these things. That's my impression.
All right. Caller with number ending in 5541. We're ready for you now. Caller with number ending in 5541. Hello?
Yeah, hi already. One question.
Sure.
Hi, sir.
So just wanted to know the difference between E1 and E2 visa, and when we can start applying, if at all, if it's been implemented.
E1 is more like an employer kind of thing. Okay. So it's a bit complex though, for me to explain E1 and E2 at this point of time though. But most probably we are going to get the E2, not E1 though. Okay? The way that the treaty, the discussions are going will be more E2. If it's going to be, I mean, hopefully so in 2 to 3 months, we may hear something. If it's not, then it's not. Okay.
And one more question. I got approved I-140. So can I do additional job on top of my existing job?
You didn't file the 485 yet, is that right?
Yes, I did not file.
You did not. No, you can't. If you want to do additional job though, you have to file concurrent H1B. You know what that is?
I heard that one, sir, but not completely.
Okay.
With concurrent, so wherever I'm doing, I need
let's say you're working with Pepsi. And let's say you're getting a contract somewhere with AT&T. And you want to work with a consulting company, ABC Consulting Inc., okay, will contract you to AT&T. While you're working with Pepsi, ABC Consulting Company can file a H1B. It's called concurrently filed H1B. And you can continue working with Pepsi and you can work with AT&T at the same time by working through ABC Consulting Inc. That's called concurrently filed H1B. You may look into it. We have made some provisions in TVASIA has a lot of presentations on that. You may look into it or you can contact. You can do that way. That's the only way that I can think that you can work for two companies. The other way is that does your wife has an I-140 approval?
No.
Okay. So that's the only way that I can
not apply anything. Yeah,
that's
only
fine.
H4 visa.
Right. So the only thing that I can think about you for you is to file the concurrently filed H1B and work for two companies. Okay. Thank you.
So only the same type of IT job I can work, right?
Well, yeah, you can say that because your field of is only IT. Yeah. Can you do a real estate job? Most probably you're not eligible for it. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for calling us. All right. I know we have questions that keep coming in on the live chat, plus we have a ton of users in the waiting room waiting to talk to you, Rahul Garu. But unfortunately, for the folks who have tuned in, we're all out of time for today. But don't worry, we'll be back same time, same place next week. Rahul Garu, thank you so much for being on the show, Andy, and for patiently answering everyone's questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And until we see you guys next week, have a great week and have a safe week. Have lots of fun and tune back again. Give us a call and we'll try to help you as much as we can. Thank you so much and have a good night, folks.